Good afternoon from Epcot. We are here today because today is the day that we are headed to Space 220. This is a media event, so I want to say thank you to Disney for having us out. They will be providing lunch for us today. I'm excited to give it a try. I'm excited to see the decorations inside. I'm excited to take the space elevator, the elevator into space. Should be fun. So let's head over to Space 220. So when you first get into Epcot, this is Spaceship Earth. There's a ride inside of it. It's also the icon of Epcot. We're gonna head underneath it and kind of head that way towards Space 220. There's Mickey. He's off near. Hi, Minnie. Oh, I love you too, Minnie. So we got our new Lightning Lane signage over here at Spaceship Earth. And like I said, we're headed to the left over here. We're headed towards Mission Space. So if you're looking for Space 220, just follow any signage you see towards Test Track or Mission Space. Mission Space preferably, because the entrance to Space 220 is directly next to the entrance to Mission Space. Today is also the day that they switched over to the new neighborhood name. So now we've got World Discovery, which is where we're headed to. World Nature, which is where the seas and the land is, and also Imagination. World Showcase, which is where all of the countries are. And then World Celebration, which is where Creation Shop and Spaceship Earth is, as well as the Epcot Experience. So kind of like right in this area. So like I said, we are headed over to World Discovery. So over here in the World Discovery neighborhood, we have Mission Space. And then just to the right of it, we got Space 220. So we can see the entrance over here to Mission Space. And this is the entrance to Space 220 right here. And I have a menu board out in front. So, I wanted to have a look. So this is a 2-course lunch and it costs $55 per person. And you get an appetizer and an entree. Or if you come for dinner, it is $79 per person and you get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. Or for either, there's a kids menu that is $29 per person, where you get any of these entrees, and I'm sure there is maybe a dessert or something. I'll ask about it when we get inside. A little bit more information about the kids menu. So I'm looking at the lunch menu because it is right around noon. What am I gonna get? So I've got about 20 minutes before my reservation. So what do you guys think? Should we ride Mission Space? Why not? So there are 2 intensities of Mission Space, green and orange. Green is less intense and orange is more intense. I think I'm gonna do green, because there's no spinning. They use a spinning motion to create G-forces that simulate a rocket launch. So, only a 5-minute wait. Let's get on. Fun fact about this first room in the queue of Mission Space, there's a Horizons logo right there. Horizons is, of course, an old ride that used to sit in this location, and they demolished it. There's a nice little tribute to them. They have some posters here with like actual notable dates in space, and then they get to this one, and then they jump to fictional things. First family in space, 2030. You guys better start putting families in space. We don't got much time left. And then the first deep space mission, that's coming in 2035. Don't have much time to train for that.
You're here today to train for the greatest adventure in the history of mankind, space travel. I know you're probably feeling a little nervous right now, but don't worry. Every astronaut has felt that way at one time or another. You have been selected to train for a spectacular mission around the Earth. Your flight path will take you across North America, Asia, Europe, and back home to Florida. You're gonna love it.
Anybody that is below a specific height has to use one of these little boosters here in their seat.
Follow the markings on the floor to your X2 trainer and begin boarding now.
Okay.
Your job will be to trigger stage separation and trigger the landing sequence.
A ride for you.
A reminder, Commander, your assignments are to activate flight sequence. 3, 2, 1, lift off. Mission control, the tower is clear. Initiate first stage separation. Now. Engineer, activate flight cameras. Now. Initiated. The space station should be coming into view.
Oh, there it is.
In a moment, you'll be crossing paths with another X2, just launched from the Pacific.
Ooh, that seems dangerous.
As you cross into China, you'll pass Beijing, the Great Wall, and we've got reports of a storm brewing over the Gobi Desert. And to the left is the Nile River, snaking its way toward Cairo and the Mediterranean. And up ahead, Paris, the city of light. right, there's a spectacular northern light show on your horizon.
We're getting reports of a strong storm cell directly in the landing pad.
Okay,
Just a hurricane?
listen up, team. Change of
How do you guys
plans.
know about
It's
a
going to be a
hurricane?
challenging approach. Pilot, initiate landing sequence. Navigator, initiate descent. Now. Computer override. All hands on the control sticks. All right. Hold it steady.
They're coming in too hot.
Pull back.
I don't think I did that. Oh, that was nice.
Down and clear.
did it.
Mission accomplished. Good work, team.
I feel like you guys should have known about that
Welcome back to
hurricane.
Earth, and welcome to the Astronaut Corps.
Oh, thank you, we did it. Definitely like a cool looking system that they use to operate these things. As you exit the ride, there is a playground here called Space Base. And then a couple other interactive elements. This one's called Expedition Mars, and this one's called Mission Space Race. Looks like you can also send postcards from space. All right, we got off of Mission Space. Perfect timing to head into Space 220. So normally when you come in, you would check in at this desk right here, just around the corner from where we were before. And now we are headed back behind Mission Space. Getting ready to board our elevator into space. You can hear Test Track going by up there. And this is where we're headed, into Space 220 with the phrase elevate your dining bringing us in. So they kind of have some posters here. This is the actual space elevator where we are headed up to the space station. And we checked in and we are just waiting in this waiting area over here. So they called my name and they handed me a boarding pass to head up to the Centauri space station. 220 miles above the Earth. We're elevator SVI or SV1 maybe? We're in section 4, and this is what the space station looks like. We're going to be eating inside of this round area, inside of this rotunda.
Doors closed. Alright, awesome. Very finicky technology is.
SV2, you are cleared.
Alright, if you look below, you'll see Epcot being apart into space.
1, lift off.
You're riding aboard the Mark V Stellarator, the latest in space elevator design and technology. Today, you'll have a spectacular view of Florida and the eastern seaboard. Enjoy the ride. I'll be back in a bit with arrival information.
Alright, we just broke atmosphere. If you look above, you'll start to see this entire space
SV2, we are
station.
on our final approach.
Roger that.
Another space station.
If you look above, you'll see Centauri Space Station coming into view. Once we dock, gather your belongings and exit through the open airlock. A Space 220 agent will be waiting for you.
SV2 cleared for arrival.
And 4. On behalf of everybody at the Centauri Space Station, I would like to be the very first welcome to the Centauri Space Station, where you'll be dining with us today. Thank you. No problem, thank you. Alright guys, we'll wait for these open airlock doors and then we'll be clear to exit. Right this way, everybody.
So we came in through that door, and now we're exiting through this airlock this way. Hello! This is just outside of the space lodge. So you can see people are inside of the elevator now, heading back down. This is where they were waiting. So what's the storyline behind this restaurant?
So our whole concept really from start to finish, right, is space tourism. And we're trying to bring our guests up to a space station, have some nice dinner. It's a nice break from the park. The heat, the Florida heat,
Right.
honestly, too. We have some nice sounds that I'm sure you'll be capturing in your video here. Just a nice ambiance all together. We walk in. Right away we have essentially billboards, right, of our space station and of our space elevator. So from the get-go, you know, okay, cool, I'm gonna travel, get on the space elevator and come up to the Centauri space station. The elevator is my favorite part. It really does you just have to suspend disbelief, you know? I think that it really captures nature of travel in a really great way. And so it brings you up to the space station, and then you walk past our beautiful grow zone, which is a nice nod to classic Epcot. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Yeah.
We had a giant lettuce spinner back in the 80s over at the Land Pavilion. And one of the really fun things about this is that we definitely kind of took that, right, what is original Epcot, and kind of sprinkled it in, even with our Centauri space station, the name of it, right, it's a nod to Horizons. Then you turn the corner to this beautiful view here of space, and yeah, I mean, it's just, again, a nice break from the day.
Okay, so what was the process like of coming up with the ideas for the little kind of like things that happen in the space view windows?
So that was actually a really fun process. We worked with ILM on that, so
Okay.
they actually created our media for us, including the space elevators. And so we, our media team in WBI had the fun challenge of sprinkling in and creating a story, right, with those individual clips that happen. So we have spacewalks, we have nice families just, hanging out, looking at the view. We have a hoverboard moment. We have some kids playing with some toy lightsabers that's really cute and fun. So yeah, again, it just is about space exploration.
So I know that the view changes with the time of day. Does it change with the weather too?
So our space elevator does. Yes,
Okay.
because we are closer, obviously, to the ground. So
Right.
we do have a rainy day scenario going on. We are in Florida, so that does happen. I wouldn't say too much, but occasionally
Right.
we'll see that. And yeah, we do have a sunset that happens above the Earth, which is a very nice time to come. Probably an hour before sunset happens, and then you can have your dinner, watch the sunset, and then you get the night show going down.
Wow, that's really neat.
So it's a nice,
So one thing that doesn't have to do with Imagineering, what was your favorite thing on the menu?
the dessert.
Oh, which dessert?
The carrot cake, actually,
Okay.
and it is all vegan.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with it. I would recommend coming back just to try different entrees, honestly.
Well, very cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
And we are headed into the space station. And we've got their garden here, a zero gravity garden. Where they're growing their cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, maybe some kale, some wine bottles in the walls over here. And then we head into the restaurant. We're headed towards our table. There's a very large bar area over here, and from what I heard, every table that has a white top is bar seating, and every table that has a black top is regular restaurant seating.
So the ship you're seeing right here is actually the ship that you fly in mission space.
Oh, the X2. I
The
just got
X2,
off of mission
exactly
space. Wow, there's some astronauts floating by. So I will say, on video, the blue lines, like the blue reflections, are showing up much more than they actually are in real life. And what's over here? There's just another ship going away over there. So we're gonna keep an eye on these windows to see what happens. So this is the X2 from Mission Space. And we just got off of Mission Space. We are officially X2 pilots now, I think, right? We had a question about Space 220. Somebody asked, does the weather in Space 220 or on the elevator reflect the weather on Earth? It was a very beautiful day outside, and it was a very beautiful day in the elevator. So I'm not sure if like the actual weather patterns are depicted. So like if it's raining in Florida, if you see rain here, but I will say you do see a transition between day and night. So right now this is the daytime view. So I know I kind of went over the menu real quick outside, but I wanted to give you all the QR code so you could scan it at home, have a look and see what maybe you might order before coming out here. Oh, I'm definitely going to be getting one of these zero proof cocktails. I think I'm going to get the Moon Rocks. Got a lot of beers too. And wines. This is what they're calling a zero proof cocktail, which is a mocktail. It's called Moon Rocks. It is coconut, blue cotton candy syrup, lemonade, moon dust, and moon rocks. So I don't know what the moon dust is, but it does come with this package of Pop Rocks on the side, which is super fun. Also, anybody that orders a mocktail or a kid's meal gets these Space 220 collectible cards, trading cards. So there's about 18 in circulation, and there's a lot of little Easter eggs included in them. Maybe some stuff that you'll see as you look out the window here at Space 220. So inside the pack was 5 cards. I think my 2 favorite are the Space Milk and Liquefied Salt. Liquefied salt makes no sense at all, but I love it. Oh, and there are different series. The Venus series here, the Earth series. Sorry, I know I was in the middle of the trading cards, but it looks like a spacecraft or a space station is passing by, which just came flying up and stopped right there. And on the back of each card is a nice space fact. This one just says that Mercury's days are longer than Earth's because Mercury rotates much slower than Earth. So if you lived on Mercury, your day would be more than 1,400 hours long. Imagine how much you could get done. I don't know. I think I'd have to sleep at least a little bit during that day. All right, let's give this little mocktail a try. I'm gonna take this. Look at this teeny. Oh no, I broke it. Oh no, it's broken. But it has this little teeny tiny clothespin that I definitely broke. Pop rocks? I don't know if do you put the Pop Rocks in it? Oh, that's the cauliflower? Awesome, thank you so much.
You got it.
So let's try this Space Rocks. That is very sweet. It almost tastes like melted ice cream. That's really good. It has like, okay, so it is a blue cotton candy flavor, but it's not as cotton candy-like as you would imagine. Oh man, I would drink this again. It really does. It tastes like almost like watered down melted ice cream. It's like a vanilla flavor to it, but also a hint of like a blue cotton candy flavor. I don't know what that flavor is. It might be blue raspberry. Should I eat some Pop Rocks and then drink some? Is that safe? Are you allowed to do that? This is Tropical Punch Pop Rock flavor. Wow, that's wild. You guys hear this? My whole mouth is like sizzling. Yeah, that was good. I don't know that I would recommend doing that. I'd probably just save the Pop Rocks for later, because this drink is better without the Pop Rocks. And my mouth is still popping though. It's pretty wild. Okay, also, my appetizer came. So for my appetizer, I got the Blue Moon Cauliflower, which is tempura fried cauliflower, house-made hot sauce, and blue cheese dust. And this is vegetarian. Do you guys hear my mouth still popping? I can hear it in my ears. I feel like I just keep seeing the X2 show up. But there have been some other things happening over on these screens over here. I just haven't seen anything happening over by me. Okay, I got some with just the hot sauce on it. We'll see how spicy the hot sauce is first. That was a close one. Okay, so teeny tiny bit of spice. Not a lot of spice, but there is a little bit in there. There's this celery, and they also have some carrots on there. So yeah, tiny bit of spice to it. There is some blue cheese on the top, but there's no actual blue cheese dressing. So no sort of creaminess to cut the spice like you would get with any sort of chicken wing or anything like that. So, or any other buffalo type item that you might order. So this does have a little tiny bit of a spice to it. So be prepared for that. Not as spicy as when you're thinking of buffalo. Not that spicy, but it does have a little bit of a kick to it. The flavor is very good though. The actual batter, it's a tempura batter, so it's very lightly fried. A little bit of blue cheese on there. That's a very good blue cheese too. Very flavorful. So there's not a lot of it, but whatever cheese it is, whichever brand or whatever it is a very flavorful blue cheese. And you can just getting a little tiny bit, you saw how little was on that piece that I just ate. Just getting a little tiny bit like that packs a lot of flavor into the bite. I should mention, it is fried, but it's not overly oily. I was talking to some other guests that had eaten at Space 220 yesterday, and they said that it wasn't their favorite place to eat. Some of the food was not that good, but so far, this is great. There goes a space person floating just out of view. I grabbed the camera as quick as I could. Oh, got another ship coming in. It's coming in quick. Little things floating by too. Little satellite going by. So one thing that I asked the server was, in the Moon Rocks mocktail, one of the items that's listed in it is moon dust. And I couldn't figure out what that was. I was like, what is moon dust? It turns out it's kind of like a glittery substance that I just couldn't see in there. They said it's in a bunch of the cocktails, but if you look really closely, you'll see like a shimmer to the drink. I just didn't see that. So be on the lookout for that if you come here and you order a cocktail that has moon dust in it. There is a lightsaber battle happening outside the window. Do you think they're just playing around? Or do you think they're really having a duel? So I was looking at the menu to see how the kids meal works, and the way that it works is it's $29 per child, and that gets you an entree, a dessert, and a drink for kids 9 years old and under. So anybody 10 years old and older is considered an adult and has to eat off the adult menu. And then the kids dinner is the same price, and it looks like about the same thing. You get spaghetti, salmon, chicken, steak, and fries, or macaroni and cheese. So one different item between the lunch and dinner. So the burger during lunch, and then for dinner, they get the steak, which is a grilled New York strip steak. So, a little bit different there, but the same price. Just a person floating around out there in space. Oh, he's taking selfies. Wow, I want to go out there and take a selfie. That looks like fun. He's giving me a thumbs up. Thanks, spaceman. So here is an example of the sipper that you can get with the kids meal. And you have to get a kids meal and you have to have a kid in order to get this. So if you get it with a mocktail, it's $12. If you get it with a soda, it's the cost of the soda plus $3. So the soda is included in their prefix menu, so you just pay an extra $3 for a souvenir sipper. How much fun is that? For my entree, which they call the Star Course, I got the flat iron steak, which is a coffee space rub, smashed fingerling potatoes, Cabernet butter, and haricots verts, which is basically just green beans. I don't know why, but for some reason I love to start with some smashed fingerling potatoes. So that's what we're gonna start with. See how that tastes. That's really nice. Flavored wonderfully with salt and butter, I believe. Smashed, so the inside tastes like mashed potatoes, but the outside is still just like a little tiny bit crispy. Let's try these haricots verts. Green beans. Not anything to write home about. Let's dig into this steak. Nice and easy to cut. That's a good sign. A little bit of sauce on my steak here. A nice piece. Okay, that's nice. It has a very like smoky flavor to it. And it has a coffee rub on it, but it's not like overly coffee flavored. I'm not getting a lot of coffee flavor out of it. I'm gonna try to get some of this jus just by itself here. Oh, that's very nice right there. There's like a nice sweet flavor to it. That complements the coffee rub on the steak very well. And the steak is cooked perfectly, nice and not like chewy or anything like that, which you like. It's a flat iron steak. You're not expecting the greatest cut of meat, but it's very nice and tender. I do feel like it needs a little tiny bit of salt, which is really interesting because the potatoes are salted perfectly. The steak could use a little splash of salt on there. But this is good. Wow, yeah. I mean, I would eat here again. This is pretty good. It is a little bit more on the pricey side, but you're kind of getting a lot of food for, like, you saw the size of the portions. Pretty big, and it's prefix menu too, so no matter what you order, same price. I don't know. I think I would eat here again. The ambiance is great. The food is really good. I give them a thumbs up. They're out on a space date. Oh, look at how beautiful it is. I hope they have a good date. For dessert, I got the carrot cake. This is a plant-based carrot cake with plant-based cream cheese, candied walnuts, and toasted pepitas. It's like a dad and a kid, or a parent and a kid, playing around in space. I bet you Jackson would love doing that. It looks really, really moist, and it cuts so easy. So it's a plant-based cream cheese icing, but it tastes an awful lot like regular cream cheese icing. Yeah, that's really good. Super moist. Almost tastes like pumpkin. It has that same sort of pumpkin spice to it, like a pumpkin cake, but it's a carrot cake. Candied walnuts, pepitas. It's like a whole family out there now. So, the carrot cake is so moist that it almost has the consistency of a cheesecake. But it's not. It's not a cheesecake. It's a regular cake. Like, you can see that it's a regular cake. But it's extremely moist. Kind of sort of as a consequence to that, it kind of has an oily flavor to it, though. This is very delicious, though. Very delicious. I would definitely order this again. I would definitely eat here again. I think I'm gonna get the burger next time and give that a try. So, I think that this is a win in my book. Wanted to give one last overview look at the restaurant. Definitely a lot of seats and a lot of tables. And every table has a good view of the windows. I feel like you have a better view further back in the restaurant than you do right up against the windows, just because something is happening across all of these windows. So you want to be a little bit further back so you can kind of see what's happening. We are headed back down to earth. Hello! Thank you so much. So, interesting fact, Industrial Light and Magic did all of the video work for this restaurant.
Your journey back to Epcot will be a smooth and quick one today, so enjoy the ride.
Bicentennial Space Station.
Ooh. It's like a really big drop ride. 14,000 miles an hour? That seems too fast.
Epcot is now coming into view. When we dock, gather your belongings, exit through the open airlock, and watch your younger travelers.
So there are 2 elevators.
On behalf of the Space Station, I would like to be the very first, and I think nobody says less than what Lady says.
We hope you enjoyed your visit to Space 220 and look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you. So there you have it. That was our trip up to Space 220, 220 miles above the surface of the Earth, above Epcot here. It was delicious. Also super fun. Like, I like the ambiance. I like the elevator going up. I really enjoyed the food. Steak was good. The potatoes, the smashed fingerling potatoes, star of the show. They were so delicious. That cauliflower was really, really good too. I cannot wait to come back and try more items off the menu because everything that I had was so good. The vegan carrot cake, ooh. There was another one that was like a lemon thing that kind of looked like a planet. A little bit more space themed that I'm gonna try next time. Man, I can't wait. You'll have to try to get reservations for this place. Right now, reservations are going fast. Gotta wake up real early in the morning to get them or to try to get them. So, be on the lookout. Keep trying to get reservations. It's good. It's really good. So, all in all, a fantastic day. With that being said, we are off. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Colin from Theme Parks and More, and now it's time to pay the price.